Sorry, we're closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sorry We're Closed. You don't know why we're laughing. It's because I forgot to hit record on my phone, and I just literally said welcome back. So welcome back, Sorry. I am ecstatic for this week's question of the day, Sean.
It's ecstatic.
It's a little different, a little something we don't really do all that often. Okay. But I'm ecstatic to do it because it's just a little off that it makes it fun.
Let's have some fun.
Let's just get right into it. Let's get right fucking into it.
This is my life.
I know.
We're literally sitting in an empty bedroom.
It's an office, Sean.
It is. I always say home office for on my Zoom calls.
Yes. Well, for tax purposes.
Oh, good call.
Yes. All right. Here it is, Sean.
Here it comes.
Would you take $1 billion, but a gorilla is going to attack you once in your life? You don't know when. Once in your life, the only thing you know is you will not die. You could get into a coma. You could get mauled beyond repair, but you will not die. $1 billion hits your account now. It's happening. You just don't know when. You're walking around Hoboken hoping you don't see a gorilla.
Did you make this up?
Found it on TikTok. Almost all my questions today come from TikTok. Well, I'll give credit because I'm sure we'll post this.
Man,
I'll make sure I give credit to the guy.
$1 billion is so much
So
money.
you're good for the rest of your life.
So my thing is always like quality of life here.
Of course.
Like we last week was Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, and I lean towards Michael Jordan because I think that he has a better quality of life.
Yes.
I can't imagine walking around my life, which could be for 50 years,
Yep.
waiting for a guaranteed gorilla attack.
Yep.
You imagine anytime you'd get scared, you would be thinking a gorilla. You couldn't go to sleep.
No. Could happen anytime.
I'm gonna say no. I would not do that.
So
That is living in fear.
I think on Twitter, I think it's to be a landslide. They'll take the deal. I think it's to be a landslide.
A gorilla.
I know.
You'd be paralyzed,
Paralyzed.
or he could smack you in the face.
He could. He might not do anything.
It's a Nancy boy gorilla.
Yes. But a gorilla is going to attack you.
What are you doing?
I'm doing the same. I'm not taking the money. I
That's-
am not living that way.
No. What if they said the gorilla is going to attack you sometime this week?
I might take it. Because you're getting it out of the way.
I would be carrying guns around and hatchets and my bear spray everywhere I go. Wouldn't sleep for a damn week. I'd be ready. I'm all ready for this thing.
Just like 2 a.m. You just hear the door open. You're like, fuck.
Oh God! It's happening, honey. Stay here.
The thing that makes me second guess it is the fact that you just know you won't die. Your quality of life could be gone. It could be over. It's a gorilla.
Yeah.
So
he's attacking you.
He's attacking you.
You can't win the fight unless you have weapons
You're not.
or deterrence.
Yes. Yes.
Am I allowed to carry my bear spray around with me?
Yeah.
What if is he going to be shied away from it, but then come back afterwards?
I don't know what the gorilla's going to do.
So he's going to attack.
He's going to attack you. You can. It's not like you have to sit there and be like, okay.
So there's a chance that I bear spray him and then he's gone forever.
I guess there's a chance. I think it's unlikely.
The fact
it's not gorilla
the rest
spray.
of my life, at some point in my life, is an unacceptable outcome. Even a month of that would be scarring on your psychology. Just you couldn't. I would sit in this room all day with weapons waiting for him. You have to be prepared for a gorilla.
Yes.
You can't just be like,
I'd wanna be-
damn it, okay, this is going to be horrendous.
I want to be in public all the time, around a ton of people all the time. I might camp outside the police station.
What about maybe you could do just work at the zoo. I have to have this job.
You don't
I
understand.
need to be the tranquilizer guy.
Yes, immediately.
I'll work for free.
Yeah, it's. I'm not taking the money. I live a good quality of life right now. I don't need $1 billion. I know it's one of my goals is to be a billionaire, but I'm not doing that to sacrifice to go get attacked by a gorilla at a random point in my life.
No, that is just silly.
Yes, but I tell you, I think the Twitterverse will be very.
We thought they were going to
to
say Tiger Woods last week.
Yeah, I'm never right
Yeah, I think the Twitterverse is going to be
on our side.
on our side here. This is. I can't. I mean, you really got to think about how much time you have in your life, and at any moment, a gorilla could attack you.
Yes, but I think this is why we always say, "Hey, come listen to the podcast
Right.
for the question of the day," because me and you have a discussion about we talk it out. Most people were like, "Oh, $1 billion, but a gorilla." Okay,
Right.
$1 billion. I want $1 billion. $1 billion is what I want.
If you want to really add value, if you really want to add value to your life, you got to come listen to the gorilla conversation.
Got to come listen to the gorilla conversation. So, all right, we'll see. We'll see at the end of the show. You have to take your fireplace away, or you use your iPad, so you'll be able to do that. Have you retweeted it?
I certainly did.
Love that about you. Moving on, and this is the fun topic of the day. Before we dive into baseball, because baseball is really the only thing I care about right now. Sean's becoming TikTok famous, guys.
That's what you wanted to dive into?
That's what I want to dive into. Sean is becoming
I love
TikTok
it so
famous
much.
as you know, what we've talked about, me and Sean, actually, right before we got on the show, is when we first downloaded TikTok, how many followers would we have at this point? Because Sean is getting bigger on TikTok because of his stories that he's telling. He's going to run out of stories eventually. But Sean's getting big because of that. I have my stitches and making fun of my career, the whole bit. We're both growing at a pretty good pace, as TikTok typically does. If we started 3 years ago when we first downloaded the app, how many followers would we have at this point? And I think it's a realistic possibility that, I mean, we're in the hundreds of thousands for sure, based off of how TikTok has grown over the last 3 years. I think we could be borderline 1 million.
I mean, I think we would for sure be super high there. I don't know. Like I think like the pandemic was so clutch. I wonder if it was like hyper growth during the pandemic. It's hard for me to think like when during the pandemic was that the height of TikTok, or is it still climbing? I think it's like the most downloaded app.
Yeah,
On
I think it's still climbing. I think people are still putting it on, like all that stuff. Because I think what the reason why the pandemic was going to be amazing is because everyone was coming and everyone was consuming a ton of it because they had nothing else to fucking do.
Right.
And it was a new thing. The reason I think it's still growing is because other generations are now coming along.
Yeah, so I was actually interested in this. I was on my flight to Nashville the last week, and there was a guy sitting next to me. Since I'll never speak to this man, he was a pudgy 40-year-old guy, just like a nothing guy.
Yeah.
And I saw on his phone, like right at the top, was TikTok. And it was very interesting to me because it was like, that's a guy who would never post on TikTok.
No.
But that he has
That's
it.
user 64747325321.
I'll tell you this. It's still very encouraging to me. I think we would be, I think 1 million followers on TikTok is an egregious amount. I think that's so many followers.
It's a ton of followers.
And it's certainly possible, but I think that's like, oh my God, that is so much.
I think the only reason we might not have 1 million is because both of us are very, again, you talk about the niche market, right? Both of us have a very smaller. We have a smaller market. Like I'm just, I most of my followers, I assume, are baseball. I'm actually trying to get a little more general. Like I talk restaurants, I talk baseball. Obviously, I'll dive in. Like yesterday, I posted that the white flag, which didn't do as well as I thought it would do, but it still did okay. Like I'm trying to get a little bit more generalized, where everyone wants to follow me.
Right.
But I think that's the only reason. I still think we're certainly above 100,000 followers.
I agree with that. I mean, the rate is. It probably took me 10 years to get to 4,800 on Instagram. I'm gonna have that next week.
Yeah. TikTok.
It's crazy. But so what I was gonna say was, what encourages me about posting there and the growth potential is that, like, I see a lot of my friends who have TikToks, which I would say almost all of my friends are not active on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then and by active I mean just freaking using it.
Yeah. Just use it.
But the people that do are like they are not posting. They are.
No.
It's still an embarrassing thing for people to do. And it's so far past the threshold of acceptable that if you are trying to grow a brand or anything, like I'm slightly embarrassed that it took me this long to get on it, but it's still so early.
Yeah, it's still early. So for the average Joe, diving further into TikTok, the average Joe, what do you think the number of followers they would need to stop feeling like it's stupid to post on TikTok?
Well, 1,000 comes to mind, but
I think they need 10,000.
well, so I was going to say that. I was going to say this, that when I go onto somebody's profile, like if I come across like a random TikTok that I like and I'm just checking this person out, like I'm trying to think of like what makes me be like, oh, okay, this person's legit. And anything under 10,000 doesn't really raise my awareness.
Yeah.
But even 10,000, even in like the 10 to 19, 10 to 20,000, that doesn't really move the needle for me either, where I'm just kind of like, okay, like people are just like randomly getting this amount of followers on TikTok. You know, you post, I bet that girl, the freaking girl who, I'd love to, we should really find out the number here. The girl who said, show me a video that lives rent-free in your head. Everybody knows this girl. Everybody knows this girl.
Yes.
I bet she does nothing.
Yeah, the thing is,
I bet she's got 400,000 followers.
yeah, I don't think it. Something to be fair about though. I don't think it's that she was all right because everyone stitched her.
Right.
So I think you might gain followers from that. I don't really know, but having a trending sound, I don't think does all that much for you.
Well, I don't know, but
Neither do I.
I don't know. So I think that.
But have you ever? Here's a question: have you ever heard a trending sound and went and then went and followed the trending sounds account?
Well, I didn't follow it, but I've looked into it.
I've looked to see what the original was.
Yeah.
But I've never went and followed.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that what's really important for the average Joe is to see the velocity of growth or just the consistency.
Beginning of
it.
April, you were at 77 followers.
Correct.
You're now 3,300.
Yeah, 3,100.
3,100.
Yeah.
3,100 followers. It is up a tremendous amount.
So, like for me,
of
it's like really easy to get going here. Even though somebody might look at my account and be like, "This guy's a nobody."
Yeah.
I'm sure nobody says that, but just because I see it, it's so clearly growing so fast. I didn't check my TikTok for a week because they thought I was underage.
Yes. They asked him how old he was. He said 34. And like, no,
Like,
no,
sorry,
you're not.
yeah, you're full of shit, buddy.
Yeah, you're full of shit. You gotta relax.
And I came back and I had 1,114 new followers.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
that's stupid. From 77.
77.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's just what they allow to do, which we've talked about TikTok on this podcast before, but what they allow you to do is they allow you to hashtag in a way that gets you in front of the people that interact with that hashtag, and no other platform has done it in that kind of a way. Like I remember Twitter, it was like you had to go search. Now you can follow hashtags on Instagram, so that gets you.
They've had that for a while, though.
Yeah, they have. It doesn't do anything.
Useless.
It doesn't fucking do anything. But yeah, to me, again, TikTok's just where I stopped posting on Instagram. I don't give a fuck.
I don't even use it. It's not even enjoyable to be on.
I have 34,000 followers on there. I posted some pictures of me at the Kentucky Derby. I think like 300 people liked it. I was like, I have 34,000 followers.
I was saying, I posted an Instagram story last week, and they showed it to 80 people. I have 4,700.
Yeah. So
Like, what are you doing?
they're losing. They have to be losing.
I saw that they lost $12 billion in revenue or something like that because of all of this Apple stuff. They have to be rethinking the entire social media strategy because I think it all revolves around ad revenue.
I'm sure it does.
has
No one
to.
cares anymore. No one cares about Instagram.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so the ad revenue is completely shook on Facebook, and they're gonna have to find another way to bring in revenue.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, enough about TikTok. Let's talk some Red Sox and Yankees. The Red Sox are on an absolute fucking tear.
Really?
Absolute fucking tear. They won last night 16-3 or some shit like that against the Chicago White Sox, a White Sox team that took, I think, 2 out of 3 from the Yankees.
8-2 in the last 10.
Yeah. I mean, they are on fire. They've won. I think they've won 6 in a row. They swept Seattle at home.
6 in a row.
They're hitting the absolute shit out of the ball. The Red Sox just look, and this is what I said it on Twitter. If there was any intelligent baseball fan watching the Red Sox play, now I obviously know the Yankees fans are going to go on Twitter and, oh, you guys fucking suck. You're 12 games back, blah, 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 blah. But that's Yankees Red Sox. I don't ever anticipate you guys to compliment us, even if when we're playing fucking great. And you know we're playing great. I don't expect the Yankee fans to be on there, oh, well, the Red Sox, they're a good team. You're going to have a battle here. Like, I don't ever expect that. So that's fine. But if you're an intelligent baseball fan and you're in your own head, if you watched several Red Sox games throughout the first month and a half of the season, you would see what is a good team not putting it all together. Now, could they, of course, not put it all together?
God, 16-3 last night.
I know. Could they not put it all together throughout the entire season in a major way and not make the playoffs? Of course they could. But the way that you watched in the first half, it was like, oh, they hit the ball well, they pitched like shit. Oh, they pitched the ball well, they hit like shit. The starting pitching and the hitting did well, but the bullpen blew it. Like the pieces were playing well, just different nights. And now they've come together. They're starting to play as a group. They're collectively playing well, and they're playing good baseball. So it is not surprising to me in the least that this club is playing the way they're playing. The AL East. First off, you thought the AL East, everyone, the Yankee fans celebrating their May championship. If you thought the AL East was going to go this easy, if you're on top of that, if you're an intelligent baseball fan, you watch the Yankees. They were firing on absolutely all fucking cylinders for the first month and a half.
And that would never
baseball. It's inevitable that's going to slow down. Now, do I expect Yankee fans to admit that during the season? No. I expect you guys to be like, yeah, we're fucking 28-9. We're fucking great. Why would you ever? I don't expect that. It's just baseball. This is part of being fun, being a fan. You go at each other. That's fun. Okay. But as an intelligent baseball fan, if you're sitting at home, really in your own head, not just talking shit on Twitter, in your own head, being like, Yankees are the best baseball team that's ever lived. Let's have a reality.
Nice.
Even the Red Sox right now. Let's be realistic as Red Sox fans. You listen to this podcast. Let's be realistic Red Sox fans. Red Sox are firing on pretty much every fucking cylinder possible right now. That's not going to last. We're not going to keep fucking crushing everybody. We're gonna tailor back. The heat is gonna simmer a little, and we're gonna have some hiccups along the way. It's a long baseball season. That's what happens. But the Red Sox are a good fucking baseball team. The Yankees are as well. But the Red Sox are a good fucking baseball team, and there's going to be a dogfight in the AL East. This division, although the Yankees got off to a hot start, this division is up for grabs. You got you have 4 good ball clubs in this division that are going to beat up on each other for the rest of the year. This is not a division that's going to be an easy victory by any means, which is what a lot of Yankee fans in the Bronx were saying, that the Yankees were going to run away with this, but I don't think they are. I mean, look at the Orioles series. They lost. I think they lost 2 nights ago. They won last night in extra innings. And this Oriole team is not what they used to be. Although they have absolutely no fucking chance of winning the division, they're gonna put some L's up on some of these teams. They're gonna play spoiler. So it's very intriguing to see what the rest of the AL East the rest of this season has in store for us. And for the AL East fans here at the Rays and the Red Sox fans, the Blue Jay fans, the Yankee fans, it's going to be a fucking dogfight.
All right, so I actually have a differing of opinion on this. In all my, this is something that I always look at in sports, and I wonder, I just wonder where people's heads are at. I feel like historically we see things happen over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? History repeats itself. And while there are certainly anomalies, I don't think that, I think 10-game lead, 9.5-game lead for the Yankees and I'm really speaking specifically of the Red Sox here. And again, I have no ill will. I actually kind of like the Red Sox, whatever. So I'm not really saying anything negatively that way, but I find it. I feel like that is so big at this time of the year, and we've played nearly 50 games that we've seen. I mean, it's a third of the season. We've seen what we're going to see from these teams, and I just think it would be. I think it's so unlikely that a team that far back ends up coming back to win the division. So, like when I look at it right now, I'm saying Yankees, Rays are going to be in the fight for the division. because I doubt the Yankees will come back to earth. I don't actually think they're that good. I don't think they're like historically great. I think that they got off to an insanely hot start. They got great bats. Bats never carry you that far. They get you hot for a little bit, but you got to have pitching, which they've been good at. But
there was a statistic. Let me give you a hitting statistic between the Red Sox and Yankees. There's a statistic today. I want to say the Red Sox. I don't want to misrepresent this, but actually, if you go on my Twitter, because you have that up, I put it up there. There's a statistic in there about the Red Sox home runs and RBIs on the year, which I believe was 39 and something, and then the Yankees home runs. And did I retweet this?
How far?
I didn't. You know what? I shouldn't have retweeted it. Go to Red Sox. Okay, fuck it. I can ballpark it for people to understand what it is. It's like 39 home runs. I'm pretty sure it's 39 and 63 home runs for each team this year. The Red Sox had 39. The Yankees had 63, and I think they were separated by like 10 or so RBIs total in the year. So it's just
the Red Sox have a positive run differential, which is interesting to me.
Yes, it just happened though. So we got +1 at the last
game in
Seattle,
16?
and then we just did 16.
Okay. Still,
yeah.
I think that's.
The Red Sox line is
a notable
fantastic.
stat.
So I agree with you, and I think we're saying the same thing. Just I think I'm looking at things a little bit different than you. I agree that the sample size we have right now is
adequate.
It's an adequate sample size. We're 2 months into baseball now. It's an adequate sample size. What I'm saying is, instead of looking at what their record was and where they are now and saying, okay, well they have a steep hill to climb. There's no question about that. They put themselves in that position, and the Yankees also helped themselves into that position. It wasn't just the Red Sox sucking early in the year that did that. I've watched a large sample size of Red Sox baseball this year, and that sample size, I'm watching a good baseball team, a team that could fight for this division. Now, I've watched a decent amount of Yankee games.
I agree with that.
Yeah, a decent amount of Yankee games, not quite the same, not quite as much as I pay attention to the Reds. I don't really pay attention to the Yankees that much. And I watched a good baseball team, a team that's going to compete for the division.
They're having fun out there.
And I paid attention to almost zero attention to the Rays. But the Rays they're there every year.
They'll be there.
They're there every year at this point, which is interesting because they used to be the Doldrums. They're there every year now. The Toronto, it seems as though they're kind of wavering, but I don't watch any of their games, so I have no idea what kind of team
they
they
don't
actually
excite me that much.
Yeah, what actually kind of team they're actually putting together. So my thing is, and this is what I'm saying here, is that there's a big enough sample size of the Red Sox baseball right now that tells me that they're a good enough team that if they have a hot month and a half, similar to what the Yankees had, which I believe that they're very capable of doing. That 13 game, they're 12 games back now. That 13, they might still be 13 because the Yankees won last night. That 12 or 13 games behind in the division race could be a race like that. Just as quick as you got it, could be a race quick as that. But you have the Yankees still have a good team. They'd have to play like the Red Sox did in the first month and a half, which I don't foresee happening. So I think it's going to take the rest of the season, but I would in no way be surprised if the Red Sox going into the last month of baseball were in a dogfight with the Rays and Yankees for the division. I wouldn't be surprised in that at all. Because they play each other so much.
I would say I would be surprised mildly, though, because it just seems like that's par for the course in the AL East.
Yes. Also, I think if you had paid attention to as many Red Sox games as I've paid attention to, I think you'd be singing a little bit of a different tune because the way the Red Sox are playing, this team is a legit fucking team.
I think I'm as surprised as anyone that they're 20 and 22 right now.
I think a lot of people are.
So I'm not.
I
don't think they're a bad team. And I'll say the other thing that is always on my mind in situations like this is just like. And again, like this is kind of odd for me to say about the Red Sox because I never, especially now, I would not have expected that. And with Alex at the helm, like the culture of like in the clubhouse vibe and the culture of everything, and what goes on there. I think that the day-to-day vibes of being at the ballpark play a significant role. Like I've been in organizations like I remember we were on a team. It was minor leagues, but like the culture was unbelievable. We won like 27 games in a row or something like that. It was unbelievable, and like the vibe, like we just you're having fun. Everything's going well. Like people are like it's just a really good place to be, and it was that way before the winning streak, and it was that way after the winning streak. And then I've been in places like the Lakers where it was like highly dysfunctional, and there was no direction from like the ownership in the front office was just like all shooting from the hip and pushing in different directions, and then Magic Johnson comes in and it's just like this is an absolute just craziness in the organization, and it's like this team has, and you watch Lakers right now, and I'm like. No, that organization is rife with dysfunction. Of course, this is what's happening there, and like I wonder on some level, like is that playing a role in the Red Sox somehow? Is there, and there always is something happening behind closed doors that it's like what the hell is this person is like ruining this vibe or something like that.
I don't think there's any dysfunction in the Red Sox clubhouse. The last month of baseball, the Red Sox are crushing.
Okay,
people.
but I'm not going to argue. I don't know one way or the other.
Alex Cora shaved his beard like the first week of May, and since he shaved the beard, they've had the best record in baseball.
That's a good manager.
I think, and this is no offense to you.
You just have winners and losers on your team sometimes.
I'm just telling you, I think you just don't know anything about the Red Sox.
I don't. I really don't.
I think the Red Sox are just as good of a team as the Yankees and Rays. I think they have I don't know anything about the Rays, but I think the Yankees have a great clubhouse right now. I think the Red Sox have a great clubhouse right now. I think this is going to be an absolute dogfight for the division because the Yankees might still win the division by 7 games, let's say, over the Red Sox. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by dogfight is that
like they're clawing,
the Yankees aren't just going to run over the Red Sox. They're not going to run over the Rays. They probably won't run over the Blue Jays either. I mean, they're not even running over the Orioles right now. You might win 2 out of 3. You might sweep. You might not. You might take 1, but like. It's going to be a fucking battle. This is not going to be one of those divisions where, this team is just clearly better than every other fucking team. It's baseball. Anything can happen. You might win. You might win the division by 7 games, but it's gonna wear on you. The Rays, Red Sox, and Yankees are just too good at baseball teams. Where I feel as though, and I think. As a baseball player, and the Yankees are paying attention to the Red Sox. The Rays are paying attention to the Red Sox. The Red Sox are paying attention to them. Blue Jays, everyone's paying attention to each other. And as baseball players,
paying attention to the Reds.
No, the Reds are the worst team in baseball, possibly history. But
they got 12 wins. Last time I checked, they had 3. They're hot right now.
But these teams and they understand. Okay, that White Sox team is a good baseball team. The Yankees just lost 2 out of 3 to them. They had a little altercation with Tim Anderson and that shit show. But the Yankees understand the White Sox are a solid baseball team. The Red Sox just put a beating on them at 16-3. Right. And they've already won 6 in a row, 8 of 2 of the last 10. They had like 14 and 23. They're now like 20 and 23 or something like that. The moment you start feeling similar to what I felt last year with the Red Sox being up a lot of games against the Yankees, I never thought the Red Sox were going to be as good as they were last year. Similar to that team, I was like, I don't want them to start feeling the Yankees breathing down their necks.
Yeah, you always feel that. You always feel that. Next thing you know, especially when it's those 2 teams.
And next thing you know, it's the second week in July, and I know there's a weekend series against the Yankees.
As a fan, I want that.
Oh yeah, I want the close. I'm going.
There's nothing better than Yankees, Red Sox.
Nothing better.
I mean, Fenway's the best.
Yes,
Fenway's the best.
Fenway's
and then having it there.
Yes.
I mean, I remember the game we went to last year. It was Yankees, Red Sox. And I think the Yanks like pulled out a little bit, got a little lead, and then there was like the Red Sox, like they had like a storming back at the end, and I was like bases loaded in the 9th or something like that. And Chapman, I think they did bring in Chapman, and I and I love the Yankees, but I want the Red Sox to.
You want to hear the electricity of that thing,
just crush it.
Which is fun, and for we're fans, but we're not diehards either of us.
Yeah,
I love the Red
Sox.
Would
never say that about Pitt.
you're certainly a diehard West Virginia fan.
They can suck.
But we're not diehards by any means. I love the Red Sox. I want them to win every fucking game. But like, they're not ruining my day if they lose.
That's a long season.
Yes.
Poor Reds fans.
Poor Reds fans is right. So, listen, it's gonna be. I think we're shaping up for a really fun year in the AL East. I'm excited for it. After seeing the Red Sox kind of put it together over the last, let's say, 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited for the AL East this year. I think it's going to be an absolute dogfight, and I cannot wait. I'm planning on going up for the next series against the Yankees in Boston, which is the second right after July 4th. I cannot wait for that. If they have a good Red Sox are home like for 1 week in all of June, so they're on a huge tear. The next time they like have a real home series, not including the bullshit in June, is the Yankees.
Yeah.
If they have put together a good month here, and they close that gap.
July 4th, too.
And all of a sudden, let's say they're 6 games back, 7 games back. They close the gap a little bit. They're 7 games back. And they have an opportunity now to really close the gap here with this 3-game series against the Yankees. Things are going to get wild.
Do they do that thing in the big leagues, too, where, like in, you know how in the minors, like, everybody gets a July 4th game? So, like, someone has a game on the 3rd, and another team's going to have it on the 4th. Like, they do that in the big leagues, too?
Yeah, they do that. Too big of a moneymaker for the teams.
That's the best.
Yeah. But again, it's gonna be a fun year in the AL East.
The Yankees are off on July 4th.
They're off.
Yes.
That can't be right.
I mean, 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, 7-5. That seems really odd to me. Let me go to the Yankees website.
Yeah, it can't be. It can't be correct.
It's like the day for baseball.
No one's off on July 4th.
I know. Right, hold on.
There's an even number of teams. You have 30 teams. That means there'd be 2 teams that aren't playing July 4th. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm with you, Patrick.
They're off.
That is wow. That is insane. That's so crazy.
I just don't understand.
They're just too good, you know? Let's give everybody else a shot.
I am flabbergasted, and I don't use flabbergasted very often.
Maybe it's not that big a deal in the big leagues. It's gotta
it's a
be.
big deal.
It's gotta be.
It's an enormous deal.
And they're playing Pittsburgh the next day.
You know what it feels like?
Is it at
It
Pittsburgh
feels
or
like
home?
a Players Association move to give like a team off every so often to have home with their family or something like that. That's what it feels like to me, because that's the only thing that makes sense here. I can't imagine the teams give up for July 4th.
Yeah, that's like in the minor leagues. You
And then
never
a 2-game
you never
series
get
against Pittsburgh?
you never get a Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. You're always off on Tuesday in the minors.
A 2-game series against Pittsburgh afterwards? Not 3 games?
Is it home?
It's at Pittsburgh. They're at Cleveland. They have off July 4th, and they're at Pittsburgh. Oh, I don't know.
It's going to be electric in Pittsburgh.
I have no fucking clue. But bring up the standings, Sean, from Major League Baseball, if you could.
Right.
And let's take a look around the rest of the league now that we've talked about the A-Leagues. Obviously, we don't talk as much about the other leagues, so we don't care about them. But a look around the rest of Major League Baseball right now. Are the Mets as bad as Frank the Tank says they are right now?
What's Frank the Tank saying?
Frank the Tank is notoriously very negative about everyone about the Mets. He's a big fan, but apparently his Twitter got hacked last night.
They're the third best team in baseball.
Third best team in baseball.
They're 29-16.
What's the last 10?
6-4.
Okay, so they're doing a normal thing. 6-4 Mets in there. How are the Dodgers looking right now?
29-13.
Are they top of the division?
Yes.
Giants are competing.
The
with them.
Dodgers have a 102 run differential.
Jeez,
Next closest is the Yankees at 66.
that's the next closest.
Yeah.
Jeez, Dodgers are.
The Pirates are at a negative 88.
What are the Reds?
Negative 74.
Wow, Pirates sneakily the worst team in baseball, as they always are.
My guy Raph holding it down for athletic training out there.
Oh, good. So you talk about culture in the clubhouse. We had a great culture in the clubhouse in Minnesota in 2016. We just knew we were going to lose. Like everyone
Well, sometimes you
loved each
just
other.
know. Like I work for the Lakers. You look on teams like we had Swaggy P leading us.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I had Joe Mauer and Brian Dozier, but the thing was, it was just one of those.
Mauer
years.
was a little over the hill at that point. Like he was
but
kind
he's still
of
a leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
It was just at that point. It was just everyone liked everyone. We all got along. We had fun. It was just losing became a habit. That's what we were. We were the worst team in baseball, and we called up about 30 young guys. See who stuck. I wasn't one of them, and that was it. We just that's how the Twins worked. That was just how it worked. So a good clubhouse culture, but on the field, just we were not going to put it together that year, and we certainly never did. But
Were you guys horrendous?
we were seeing baseball here.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. All right. So we got the Dodgers ahead of the NL West. Who's in the Essential? Cardinals.
I don't know if you just saw that.
I did.
I thought for a second my microphone was my drink.
That's what you thought. What an idiot.
We'll put that down. All right. That's what we got. What do you want? The NL Central?
Central. I want to take the leaders of each division.
All right. We got the Brewers leading NL Central.
How much on the next team, which is
They're 3 games up on the Cards. Cards.
Okay.
And the Twins, ironically, are leading the AL Central.
Over the White Sox.
Over the White Sox, 5.5 up.
Yep.
Houston's leading the AL West by 1 over the Angels. Nice to
Angels.
see the Angels. And my guy, Matt Tenney, holding it down. New head strength coach for the Los Angeles
Matt
Angles.
Tenney. Congratulations to Matt
Los
Tenney.
Angeles Angles.
Los Angeles Angels.
Nice guy. Love
Great
Matt
guy.
Tenney.
Congratulations, Matt Tenney. Congratulations, Matt Tenney on the podcast.
We'd love to get Matt Tenney on the podcast.
Oh, of course. Congratulations, Matt Tenney. But yeah, we really want. I really want to see Mike freaking Trout and Shohei Ohtani in the playoffs this year. I think they got a good chance. They got a good club. They're playing
they
pretty
have
well.
a very good team.
They're playing
It's
pretty
the best
well.
I can ever remember them being.
Yeah, they're playing pretty well. And then with the added wild card spot this year, I think
And their new strength coach.
and their new strength. Congratulations, Matt Tenney. Big shout out, Matt Tenney. Congratulations to Matt Tenney on becoming the new strength coach, head strength coach of the Los Angeles Angels. I want to big shout out to Matt Tenney.
Big shout out to Matt Tenney. Nice
Big
job,
shout-
Matt Tenney.
Really nice guy. Spent some time in Puerto Rico with us. Matt Tenney. Congratulations, Matt Tenney.
His Instagram following goes up by 40. It's like, what the hell?
Congratulations, Matt Tenney.
Nice work, Matt Tenney.
Good job, Matt Tenney.
Doing a great job out there, that Matt Tenney.
Oh, he's doing a great job. This is certainly going to be a TikTok. Matt Tenney. Hopefully you have TikTok so I can tag you.
He definitely does not.
Yeah, he'd get roasted in the clubhouse. But good to see the Angels being a competitor finally with the 2 possible best baseball players of all time and showing Mike Trout.
Then their strength coach, Matt Tenney.
And it's got to be Matt Tenney.
One of the best strength coaches of all time.
He's gonna be terrified to work on Mike Trout.
No, Tenney's good. He's good.
He's terrified. Don't listen to him. He's possibly
No,
the biggest baseball player of all time.
He's been around.
I get the hell out of here.
I don't think you're nervous. As a strength coach, you're not nervous. You don't think you're going to break anybody. I think you're like, I think you'd get rattled. As a strength coach, I would get nervous if somebody got a soft tissue injury, like a non-contact hamstring strain or something like that. And I think actually Trout did just get one of those, but
Yeah.
you're never going to break somebody in the weight room. But you get nervous because that's when your job's on the line a little bit.
Yeah.
When
You're getting nervous at a soft tissue because that's what you think might be your fault. Whereas the people up top don't give a shit what they think is your fault. They can blame you for fucking anything.
oh no, I've been blamed for all the things. Don't you worry. That's why I'm sitting here, not in the Staples Center right now. But I'm saying, I don't think he's rattled to work. I mean, it's not. What is he do goblet squats with Trout? I don't think he's rattled about that. I will say my first ever experience in the big leagues, working with Diamondbacks, I didn't know anything about Diamondbacks. I didn't even know the Diamondbacks colors when I went out there. I bought San Francisco Giants colors shoes, and I got roasted for that.
Sure.
My first year, but I was a journalism major. I just had a certification. I go out to the Diamondbacks, and my first experience with the big leagues, I'm on the sideline for the spring training game, and a guy comes up to me, one of the big league guys, asks me to stretch him out for the game. Never done this ever.
Yeah.
This is my first time in my life that I'm going to give somebody a get down there, I'm going to stretch you out stuff. I just straight up made it up. It was my first time ever, and I made it up. And at the end, I found out that it was Paul Goldschmidt, and I didn't really know who he was at the time, but everyone was making a big deal about it, and I was like, yeah, you probably should not have let me do that. Let me do that because I was just making it up as as I went. But you learn. It's just so hard to break.
You live,
anybody.
you learn.
Yeah.
Thinking about the Diamondbacks, let's go about those shoes real quick. Here's a little story for you guys, for you folks at home, like me getting made fun of at the expense of my brother. Back in my day, I had a Rawlings deal with my gloves. So obviously I got whatever I got. And once I got close to the big leagues, I got like 4 gloves a year, which is completely unnecessary. But I got like 4 gloves a year. And this particular year, the Diamondbacks, if you remember, came out with like teal jerseys.
Yes.
So
I like those, by the way.
yeah, I didn't like them. Not for the Diamondbacks, but anyway, so they come out with teal jerseys. My brother, who I gave one of my gloves to, I think every year. First year, I think you asked for straight Diamondback colors. I think it was maroon and black.
Yeah, I had a maroon and black one.
Yeah,
yes.
I think he asked for straight Diamondback colors. But this particular year, he wanted to mix it up because even he was getting too many gloves at this point.
I had the most glove swag of any strength coach.
And he asked me for this like light blue color, and I
still have it. It's right over there.
Yeah, I have never gotten so much shit in my life. The Rawlings guy comes and he goes, "You want what?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to mix it up because you're technically not allowed to get gloves for other people. They had to be for you. You had to wear them. That's the whole part of the deal is that you're going to wear the Rawlings gloves that you're getting, and that's why you get them for free." And he was like, "Why would you want that color?" I was like, "Well, I have so many fucking gloves now. I'm just gonna mix it up." He goes, "That doesn't make any fucking sense. You're the Red Sox."
I want teal blue, all right, pal?
I was like, "Just give me the damn glove." He ended up giving it to me. And I remember getting it in the clubhouse, and people were like, "What glove is that, Pat?"
The Dominicans were like, "Oh, Papi, that is amazing."
Great.
I decided not to go too far with it.
Great
I don't want to offend
Sean.
anybody.
But yeah, so I ended up having sent it out to my brother. But it was at that point, once the players don't care. And I told him, I was like, "Oh, this is for my brother. This idiot wanted teal because of the new Diamondbacks colors."
I got a lot of love in that glove.
Yeah, it certainly stands out.
Yeah, it does.
Certainly
Turns out. It had a good pop.
It was good.
I had
What was the Heart of the High was the worst letter? What was the Pro Preferred? I haven't said that in forever.
Yeah, you had the little Heart of the Hide like tag on it. Yeah.
We start being catch in the street, Sean. Catch.
I never want to catch you ever again.
Yeah, I don't blame you in any capacity. But for as far as wrapping up, look around the league. Angels, happy to see them. Mets still playing well. Dodgers playing outstanding. Brew Crew and Cardinals in a battle for the NL Central, as well as the 5.5 Twins and White Sox. I'm sure will end in a battle in the AL Central.
The divisions are pretty clear now. I'd say the NL West is kind of the tightest race of them all.
Between the Dodgers and Giants.
No, Dodgers and Padres.
Padres. That makes sense.
And probably wishful thinking here, but the D-backs are only. That's a lot. 7.5 games back. The Dodgers are going to win the division, but it's just. I always look at the NL West because of the Diamondbacks, and I always hope that they do well. Okay. And that's where I'm going to end that.
All right. Well, there you go. Look around the league. Wrapped up here. Look around the league. Sean, I got nothing else for you in baseball. Congratulations, Matt Tenney. Congratulations, Matt Tenney.
Truly.
The catalyst for the Angels to get back on the map.
He is the reason.
He is the catalyst.
They need to renegotiate
congratulations,
his contract.
Matt Tenney. And Sean, let's wrap it up. Question of the day. Go back. Let's see what it looks like. I thought it was a landslide going to be people take $1 billion. Sean believes that they'll be on our side. We're about to find out here, folks. Question of the day brought to you by Sorry We're Closed. Go follow us on all the social media platforms. I did a YouTube short the other day. Got 3 views.
Wow.
What do we got, Sean? What do we got?
Question of the day. We had 257 votes.
Oh, great. That's great. Great engagement, guys. Great engagement.
There's 3 minutes left. So I'm going to give you the replies first.
Okay, I love the replies. Get some good replies in there. Is AC in there again?
No.
AC loves to be in the
He
mentions.
does.
He loves to be in the mentions.
Carter at Boston's Future says, absolutely not. Sure, the gorilla won't kill me, but it could absolutely ruin the rest of my life.
Okay.
Good thought.
Yeah.
Richard Jr. at Richie C2588 says, gotta go with regular life.
Okay.
Andrew Cummings at A Cummings 40 says, since I cannot be promised I won't be paralyzed and in a coma, I say regular life.
Okay. Well, the comments are very one-sided, very
Yes.
Sean-sided here.
Yes. Michael Billington.
Billington.
At M Billington 13.
God, I love that last name.
Says use some of that $1 billion to hire a security team.
Interesting thought.
Very interesting thought. A gorilla killer.
Do you have to? You
could get a great security team with a bill.
Well, yeah, I don't think you're gonna spend the whole bill on them.
Well, I know that would defeat the purpose.
And I think you're gonna have to put some contracts together because you are getting sued.
Yes. All right. Marty at Marty of Marty Party of Marty 3 says, Pat, I would fuck that gorilla up.
Shout out Marty for fucking up the gorilla.
Okay. Okay. Byron Magrain says at Byron M19 says a gorilla is no joke. It may kill you, but you'll spend the rest of your life wishing you were dead. This is almost a literal monkey's paw wish. I don't really understand that.
Either.
It seems that Ringo idiot stuck in Oklahoma, that's his name.
Okay.
At Ringo _OSU says 84% of people are greedy idiots. Sleep well on your billion. The gorilla might not wait until you're awake.
Oh yeah, we talked about it on the pod.
We have a little bit of an argument here. Byron Magrain comes back and says the gorilla could also attack the minute the money is deposited into your account. The good news is that you'll have the best health care money can buy. The bad news is you'll be broke in 5 years. Ergo, the money paw.
Are you covered by healthcare?
Ringo's coming. Well,
hey, I got attacked by a gorilla. Do you guys cover this?
you got to prove it. Oh, I can prove it. Ringo comes back. You could easily be brain damaged and have no idea what $1 billion are. Byron, he agrees. Always very true. Gorillas have always been a problem.
Gorillas are notorious for being problems like this.
Gorillas have always been a problem.
Oh, they have always, and there. Oh my God, I'm sorry. And there you go. That is the title of the podcast. Gorillas have always been a problem.
Thank you, Byron Magrain at Byron M19. He's a family man, a Red Sox fan, TV and pop culture maven. Not necessarily in that order. He will write for food. These tweets are his own. Thank you, Byron. I give him a little shout out here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put this all on the TikToks. I want people to see that they get mentioned on the pod.
Please listen. And so the final vote, 257 votes. It is a landslide.
It is a landslide.
It is a landslide. 84%.
I gotta tell you, the mentions in the beginning obviously looked, but there's people fighting for both sides here.
We're up to 278 votes now. 85%.
Ooh.
Taking the $1 billion.
Wow, I told you. People don't talk it through with themselves. They just see $1 billion while they're scrolling through Twitter. Like, of course I'll take a fucking $1 billion. I'll fuck that gorilla up.
Well, that's what, who said that?
Billington?
Marty. No,
Marty.
Marty at Party of Marty 3.
I love the last name Billington.
Michael Billington at M Billington 13. He loves sports, video games, music, tattoos, movies, and life.
He loves life. You know what? Ain't that the truth, M Billington? Ain't that the truth?
I love looking at people's Twitter profiles and stuff. They had no idea that they're being mentioned.
All right, well, great fucking show, Sean. Absolutely love the question. I told you this question, Dave.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. We got
Gorillas have always been a problem.
Gorillas have always been a problem. Until next time, guys. Hopefully you don't run into any fucking gorillas out there because they're always an issue. Okay. Have a great time. Talk to you soon, guys.
Sorry, we're closed.